achieved his 90th victory during the 2006 Italian GP before announcing his retirement. He will later return in 2010 after signing a contract to drive over Super Arrows. Formula 1 Grand Prix has been held at Monza since 1921, although it wasn't until 1950 that Monza became a part of the World Championship title. The Autodromo Nazionale di Monza was constructed in 1922, making it one of the oldest circuits in the world. Alberto's Camry's legacy is strangely intertwined with Monza. He achieved Ferrari's first Italian GP victory back in 1949 and went on to win again in 1951 and 1952. Sadly, the Scally was fatally injured in 1951.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to RTG TV for the fourth round of the top tier GP1 in Road to Glory League racing. As you can see, we're at Monza this evening. It's got 11 corners around the track, 2 DRSs, it's 5.793 kilometres and 3.599 miles in length. It was first established here in 1950. We're going to be running the C4 softs, C3 mediums, and C2 hard tyres. We've got 19 drivers this evening, 3 of them being reserves, Matthew, Marcus and Little Mo. Apologies for hearing some background noise there, bear with me 1 second. There we go, that's a bit better, apologies for that. So, yeah, Monza, 3 reserves, Matthew, Marcus and Little Mo. Unfortunately, I apologise on Chuckle's behalf, we haven't been able to get the standings done in time for this evening, so we'll have to update you on that from next week. We do know though, however, Josh McGill has got himself 2 of 3 pole positions this season and started inside the top 10 all 3 times. He's going to make it 4 out of 4 this evening. He's on an out lap at the moment. The only driver on a lap is the Red Bull of Tiny on the intermediates, actually, which is something we don't usually see in Mondays. The intermediate championship isn't a thing in Mondays, we only do it in Q1, and as this is Q1 of 1, as it still says Q1 at the top, yeah, we only have this one 18-minute session, so he's just really going out for the fun of it. Royal Rumble now on a lap as well. We see drivers coming out of the pit lane and just going slowly to let this fast traffic move through. What car is Royal Rumble got ahead of him here? Looks like an Aston Martin, I think it is. Is that Marcus? No, it's not. Marcus has just started a lap. Nice to see short Marcus back again. I haven't seen him for a little while as well, actually. As Josh McGill starts his lap, the championship leader, and having a real good go at it in the first half of this season. One more after this, and then we'll be just over, or just at the half point as RC Racer sets the first lap time. It's a 1:19.314 for him. The Red Bull of Tiny is up next. I said on the intermediates, what time is he going to do on those intermediates? A 1:22.8 for him. Prodigy up next to see what the Tifosi thinks of this Ferrari lap. It goes on provisional pole with a 1:19.1 for him. And then the AlphaTauri's coming up next. That's Jay. He sets the lap time with a 19.8. And then the after that with a 1:20.3. One of the Hasses now just coming to the pits is Little Flynn. Sets his first time as short Marcus crosses the line with a 1:19.7. Just remember he's one of the reserves this evening. The Haas of Alino there with a very good time of 1:19.3, as well as RC Racer's 19.3. Different Energy then comes across the line as well. It's very fast paced at the moment as we wait for Chuckle now with a 1:19.7. 3 of those in the 1:19.7s, and Bugatti slips right in the middle with the 19.4 there. So I was just trying to work out who's up next. I think someone's just about to come into the pits. Tiny will be as well. I think we've got a bit of a wait till the next car, which is either Ginge, Josh, who's been validated, so he's not going to be one of the guys we're waiting for. Chuck, I think he's the first one to be the next across the line to set a time. He comes up to the Ascari chicane of 8, 9 and 10. And then down this back straight, where is the only straight that we don't have DRS on this circuit. We have it down the front straight, set it down towards turns 1 and 2 chicane. Around the final corner of what was called the Parabolica, still don't know what the new name is for it, and Chuck does a 1:19.7. That's 4 drivers now into the 19.7s. And Chuck struggled in qualifying this season so far. He's started outside the top 10 twice and inside only once. So we'll see if he can balance it out after this session is finished. Still waiting for Ginger, I believe, who was invalidated his lap time, so he's about to come into the pits now. He must have done that right at the end of the lap as well. Little Flynn now back on another lap after a long cool-down lap. Let's see what time he can produce as he comes around turn 3, Curva Grande. And into the second chicane of 4 and 5, and then we come up to the 2 Lesmo corners of 7 and 8. At 6 and 7, sorry, can't count, can I? Out at turn 7. And then down the hill under the old banking towards the Ascari chicane. And now into the final corner, Parabolica. Is he going to sell a better time than he did before? Looking like that could be the case. Into the 119s for him, a 19.3 as well. So 4 drivers in the 119s, 4 drivers in the 119.3, sorry, and 4 drivers in the 119.7s. So a very, very competitive qualifying session up to now in the 4th round of GP1. Little Mo back again, reserving for the McLaren again as he did last week. Let's see what time he can do. His Royal Rumble's ahead of him, but going slowly, so I think he's potentially coming in. I don't think he's got enough battery to do another lap, and not going quick enough out the final corner. So as Little Mo exits the second Lesmo and down under the old banking, which is just a turn right oval, which used to be run in Formula 1 races back in the 50s. Down this long back straight where we go from the right hand side to the left hand side of the track into Parabolica. Try and get it in as early as possible so you can get on the throttle as early as possible and get your head down to the line. 119.9, so many drivers in the 119s here. All the way down to 13th within 0.8 of a second as Josh McGill sets off on another lap. Down to the De La Roggia chicane. As we make our way out of there and into the Lesmo. He has got a Mercedes ahead of him. I think that's a nice job, mate. He gets out of the way though. The McLaren and Little Mo is no, I think that's Chuckle just behind him. He goes past another car, brakes at the 100-metre board. Obviously, not a lot of downforce on these cars around this circuit, so braking is crucial here because you don't really have the downforce like you'd usually be used to because of these very long straights where you need that maximum top speed. I mean, we're going to be getting up to 218 maybe 220 miles an hour with DRS and a slipstream later on when we get into the race, as he makes his way to the line now, goes on to provisional pole with a 119.079. This man looking unstoppable at the moment. Danny now making his way out of the Della Roggia chicane and into the first of the two Lesmos. Keeps it within track limits nicely. We get a good camera angle there to see if it's in track limits or not. Again, does the same, but it gets a kick of the rear as he gets on the power, which was a cost of lap time, making his way down the hill and rising back up again to Ascari as we get into the 118s, a 118.8 to be precise, for Prodigy, and he now sits on provisional pole. 3 drivers yet to finish a lap time and actually put one on the board. Danny, the driver we were riding on board with, Royal Rumble and Ginge are the 3 that have yet to set a lap time. Danny, though, about to complete his first lap time, that's for sure now, as he exits the final corner. 120.4 for him. Ginge, the next driver to be setting a lap, and as I said, another one who is yet to set a time as Chuckle crashes out in the Ascari chicane, and he is not going to be taking any further part in qualifying, so 10th is going to be at best, is all Ginge. Almost went into the back of the car ahead there. Now just watching Royal Rumble make his way through the final part of Sector 1 into Sector 2 proper now, and out of the first Lesmo, which is, I'd say, easier than the second because it's so much more crucial on the exit down here. A long straight DRS open through the little kink there, which isn't a corner number, believe it or not, into turns 8, 9 and 10, the Ascari chicane. The famous Alberto Ascari. I believe he was the one that passed away in a race in Monza, actually, or testing, just after a race in Monaco where he ended up in the wet stuff. Royal Rumble now to the line. He sets the slowest time with a 120.4, along with Danny, but just slightly slower than Danny's 120.4 as Ginge exits the pits, and still not yet to put a lap time on the board, but the other 18 have. Validated lap time here for Chuck, and he just runs out of fuel there. You can see the revs now losing momentum, so he's really slow into the box. But luckily he ran out at just the right time, and still got some time left on the clock to get back out for another lap. His Little Mo's doing that just now. And got himself a nice bit of space. And we're just seeing the other Mercedes come into the pits, trying to work out who potentially is on the lap. Paul Jones might be one of them. He would have been, but he dives in as well with the time left on the clock. Most drivers opting just to come in and wait a moment to go out and finish their final lap. His Royal Rumble makes his way into the pits as well, but now we have a few drivers on out laps. Little Mo, as I said previously, Beatie out there early on as well as Little Flint, but Beatie the first one up. So Bugatti now still a lap time of 119.4. Hello, Leas. So getting into the final moments of qualifying, what is little Mo going to be able to do here as he makes his way out of the second Lesmo and down the hill under the banking and eyeing up the braking zone for Ascari. So a little better. We get Robbo into the session. We're going to have a full 20. I don't think Robbo is going to be able to do a lap. I think that's a little bit close to the comfort. Through to the parabolic we go now. The final corner on what looks like Little Mo's final lap. Is he going to be able to put a better lap time in into the high 119s? Maybe. A 119.5. He does move up a few places, almost 4 tenths faster than his previous lap. And looking very quick in a straight line now, obviously light with fuel, but still looking very fast down the start-finish straight. He's into the pits now, and I think that's the end of his session. Still waiting for Paul Jones and Josh McGill to come out, which they come out quite late on in trying to be the last ones to set lap times. His team's now retired and he burns at 5th place is going to be the highest he's going to be able to start this evening, and we're waiting for others just to start a lap. Robbo, is he going to be able to get out in time? I don't think that was possible. Apologies for that. So, into these final moments of qualifying now. Who is going to be the first one to put their final lap time on the board? We've got 24 seconds left on the clock. Robbo isn't going to be able to set a time. He joined very late on and was too late to get out to do one more flying lap attempt. His short Marcus goes on to his first lap of the evening and makes it with just enough time now. As we're just about to see the checkered flag now, and Paul Jones gets onto the second row. His lead somehow reckons he's going to get pole when he's not even racing in it. Don't think he knows how it works, guys. RTG Lee makes his way up to the parabolic. It's going to be the first one on track to see the checkered flag. And after that, it's going to be Pippo Kennedy. What is Lee going to be able to do? He moves up a couple of places, almost 4 tenths faster, a 119.797 for him. Here comes Pippo Kennedy, and he actually enters the pit lane. As Little Flynn looks like he's finishing a lap here. Is he going to get onto the front row like his teammate? No, he goes 8th fastest. And isn't the greatest lap from him. As Prodigy crosses the line, he doesn't go any faster this time around. The short Marcus now gets himself onto the front row, waiting for nice job, mate. Now, as we just missed catching him. And Tiny, the Scotsman, getting 4th fastest as Josh McGill enters the pit lane. It's looking like, I think it is now, that's the end of qualifying, and Prodigy is on pole, and that is his second pole of the season so far. Dear, so you're actually going to stick around and watch this, are you? I'm impressed.
And 1993. Despite these podiums, he never actually won a world championship unlike fellow Italians Giuseppe Farina and Alberto Ascari. Situated in...
So, that's it. Prodigy is on pole and gets that extra point. Short Marcus is on the front row. With him, Josh McGill is third. Tiny is fourth. Chuck is fifth. Sixth is Paul Jones. Seventh is Nice Job. Ginge is in eighth. Pippa Kennedy is ninth. Alino is starting 10th. Little Flynn was the first one outside the top 10. RC Racer is 12th. Bugatti is 13th. 14th is Little Mo. Chuck is 15th. 16th is Lee. Jay-Z is 17th. 18th is Danny. 19th is Royal Rumble. And the last driver to set a lap time, and Robbo, of joining late, starts 20th and last. Welcome everyone who has just joined us. We're about to start the fourth round of GP1 here at Monza with Prodigy on pole. Alongside him is Matthew, and Josh McGill at the moment is our driver who's leading the championship. We'll see if he can get himself another win, because he's had all three of them up to now. Only winner this season so far. So I wonder if others like Prodigy and the Ferrari in their home race potentially may take the win. And make sure, guys, that you're liking the video, subscribing to the channel if you haven't done so just yet, and you're interested in joining RTG or Burnt Rubber Racing, who's also on the channels. Make sure to check out the description on the YouTube, and there's the Discord links for that. And anyone new joining us, we don't have formation laps in RTG, as they can be a little glitchy. So we get going straight away. We'll have a very, very quick look at the tyres. Majority looking like they're on the mediums, 2 on the softs, 3 on the hard tyres, and 15 on the medium tyres, as I said. So just about ready to get under. So this track does bottleneck down towards turn 1 as well, so keep an eye out for that one as well. A lot more room when we get started, and then yeah, just a big old squeeze before we get to the Della Roggia chicane. Retifilia, sorry, chicane. So keep an eye out for that one, and we're about to get underway. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 red lights. We're here for GP1's race in Monza, and we're away. And Prodigy getting a good launch, so drive-through penalty for a jump start though for Little Mo, and the Alpine of Josh McGill already up into second place. Is he going to be later on the brakes? Got the Ferrari ahead of him though, however, and he does get the move done, and he's already up into second. There's already some argy-bargy right at the back here. Chuckle falling down the order as we go through turns 1 and 2 and on towards Curva Grande. Robbo already up 5 places after not even getting a lap in the session whatsoever, and made a fantastic start up to now. His nice job, mate. going side by side with Chuck, who's going to come out on top. Nice job, mate, as we exit the first of the two Lesmos, and then around the seconds we see the Ferrari still leading us as we go into the third sector. And Tiny here having a bit of a drag race with the Aston Martin as they go up the hill towards Ascari, who's going to be later on the brakes. It's difficult to get it done around the outside here, and I think he may have gone off the track. He might have to give the place back. The camera angle we had wasn't the best, but he seemingly decided to keep the position, the Scotsman, as we go down into the final corner. His short marker is going to try and get the move back into turn one, but remember, he's not going to have DRS for another lap. His Prodigy, of course, sets the fastest lap time, and we'll see that time come tumbling down in the next couple of laps. As you see in the background there, Paul Jones trying to break the toe from the Alfa Romeo, but the Haas of Alino here with a lunge at the first corner, around the outside at the second. They make contact on the exit, but they were able to sort of disconnect, because sometimes it can feel like you're almost, it's almost a magnetic. Sorry, I lost my words there. Is the Mercedes of Pippo Kennedy here trying to go for it? Yeah, it's magnetic. It feels like it's magnetic when you come together. That's what I was trying to say, but they were able to get out of it. So the top two, as we've seen for the last few weeks when these two are racing, they sort of go into a league of their own, the Alpine and the Ferrari. Some place changes at the back here. It's Danny going side by side with Jay-Z there for Ascari. Don't see that all too often, and he is up into 17th and moved up one place as of now, as Josh McGill now sets the fastest lap of the race, and he is on the hard tyre as well, so looking very, very strong indeed. Only two on the softs, and we've got a few more on the mediums than we thought. His lead now gets back past Robbo, and he moves down to 14th, but still having a very good race in the first few laps. The short marker is going to go for it here into the second chicane, into De La Rozier. No, and has to seesaw at the wheel on braking because the car became quite unstable there. Stop now, quite close to the short markers through the left and then the right and back to the left again of Ascari, down the back straight where we only got overtake button, ERS and battery, the same thing, Joe, and slipstream to use at your disposal into the final corner. Keep an eye on the front two as well, of Prodigy and Josh McGill, because they're only half a second between them as they are coming down towards the braking zone of turn one. Is Josh McGill going to look for an opportunity here? No opportunity came to his attention by the looks of things. It is seeming like as well that hard tyres looking like a very good tyre at the start. It has a lot of grip. Actually very closely in line with the medium tyre as Paul Jones outbrakes himself there and goes off onto the gravel, into the wall. He's out of the race. That could be a safety car deployed. It is certainly a safety car deployed. We have our first retiree on lap 4. And Paul just kept his foot in it there where he didn't need to, I think. Good news for Little Mo though, of course, he's going to be able to catch a pit stop. And Robert now moves all the way up into 5th after opting to stay out on the hard tyre, which might not be a bad call this early on. They can struggle to get back up to temperature though after a safety car. So the top 2 as well. They've decided that staying out is the best option for them. But Josh at the moment just looking unstoppable. Every week he's turning up on form. And even now, just following Prodigy for the first few laps. Admittedly it's only the first few laps, but the hard tyre looking very quick on that Alpine. So, I think the safety car will be in at the end of this lap, just waiting for Little Mo to catch up now as everyone else is caught up into the queue that looks somewhat like an alligator, and they start warming up their tyres, which they certainly will be on this lap, because they'll shortly know that this will most likely be the lap that the safety car is coming in. This Little Mo now just goes on to lap 6. It was so close to the back of the Mercedes, it feels so slow. Behind the safety car, it's still a very, very quick sports car, of course. I'll just be back in a second. Apologies for having some breaks, just having a drink and whatnot. I'll be back in 20 seconds or so. We'll get the safety car in this lap in a second. I'll be back just after. That was a very late call for the safety car to come in, and I feel like, looking at the track map then, Little Mo might have had something to do with it there. Didn't catch up as early as he liked, and that's not let Prodigy and others have their prep that they would have wanted. Such a long straight here as well, and Prodigy hasn't got much of a choice other than to go rather late. He's actually gone quite early out of the corner, and I'm not sure if that was the right choice. But RC Racer looking very, very quick. He had a very good restart. Is he going to go for a lunge here? As Josh McGill then decides the inside line is best for him, and maybe in a look to attack, but mainly to defend here. It's a nice job. Loses a couple of places. Chuck moves up on Alino, who goes off onto the grass, and then Pippa Kennedy goes around the outside of him, dipping his left front onto the grass. Interesting though, for the top 5 haven't pit. Everyone else has done their mandatory pit stop now. Actually, no, ignore that, because I'm not sure if everyone went from one compound to another. and RT Racer, 3-second time penalty, the first driver to get one this evening. And I'm sure he won't be the last. Short Marcus is very, very close here and actually goes quite wide with how close he's getting to the back of the Scotsman. Is Robbo going for it here? He's certainly thinking about it. He's certainly trying it. They made contact and Mr. Flynn was able to keep it on the road. Through Curva Grande they go. RT Racer have been able to stay with the top two this time around so far. The Dallas are able for another lap. And here goes Short Marcus. He's certainly thinking about it into Ascari. He's on the inside here against Tiny on the hard tyre. He's staying on that inside, trying to stay side by side with him. Tiny did go off the road though. It's cost Short Marcus time as well, because here comes Ginge on the outside, breezes past and slots in between the Red Bull and the Aston Martin. Down onto the start-finish straight, and we get DRS enabled, but not down this straight this time around. That'll have to be on lap 10. And it's Alino going for it here. He surely is. He's having to go the long way round though. He's going to have drivers ahead of him on the racing line. He stays with it. He stays committed. And it's not over just yet. It's now a bit of a drag race between him and the Mercedes. As Pippo Kennedy moves up as Jay-Z goes off the road there, causes a yellow flag, and he's down at the very back and getting himself a 3-second time penalty as well. Alino really trying to hold on as best he can. They still go side by side through the second chicane, and then Bugatti seizes on his mistake and sneaks past and stops between the Mercedes and the Haas, just like we saw it previously with Ginge, Tiny and Short Marcus. Someone just gathering on with his misfortune. Robert there getting past Little Flynn. Remember, he started 20th and last. His teammate is out. The only driver that is not going to be able to finish so far. The Short Marcus gets past Ginge, Tiny getting past Little Flynn, and then Josh McGill taking the lead place there as RT Racer goes straight on. And he's going to have to slow down dramatically not to get a penalty here. She gets a 3-second one for corner cutting. And now it's been caught up in this big pack that's formed here in the midfield. Just seeing how competitive GP1 is. Chuckle is down in 14th at the moment. And just got past Alina, who has fallen back. And he's quite close to his teammate, which is even further back in 18th. But the top two starting to pull away once again, like we saw at the start of the race before the safety car brought everything back to a standstill. We got a yellow flag there. That's another car out. That's Lee out. That's the safety car deployed again. And just as I said it, it happened. And I wonder if it's just the top 5 that are going to come in, top 4, and the others are now going to decide to stay out this time. It's looking like the way is Tiny gets himself a 5-second time penalty there. And it's also going to mean that Prodigy and Josh McGill, they're going to fall all the way I was going to say all the way to the back, but a few of them are actually decided to pit again. So they're actually going to come out in 7th and 8th. So just waiting for everyone to form up again as we did before until we get back going again. So Lee and Paul Jones both crashed out in the exact same corner, and that's the reason why we've had now 2 safety cars. The top 6 didn't pit. I'm assuming the hards will be able to go the distance. I don't think the mediums will, however. I'm sure Short Marcus is probably gone in the back of his mind that he's betting on a 3rd safety car to come out a little later on, or maybe not as good a hand, but a VSC instead. So we'll see. So just remember, guys, if you haven't done so already, I'm sorry I keep repeating myself, but I've got to do it. Make sure you're liking the video, guys, if you're enjoying the content and showing your support. It'd be much appreciated. Subscribe to the channel, and well, as I said for the last couple of weeks, if we get to 400 subscribers before the end of May from either RTG or Burt Rubber Racing, I'll get some merch for you guys, whatever you want it to be, the league or the channel, whatever. But we'll have to get to 400 subscribers before the end of F1 23. So keep hitting that subscribe button, completely free to do so. It just helps me out massively if you could do that. And thoughts mainly for hopefully liking the content as you get the safety car in this lap. It was informed a little bit earlier than it was last time, as we had a late one because Little Mo took a little while to catch up to the back of the pack. As Short Marcus exits in the middle of the Parabolica, as we now go back onto the start-finish straight to start lap 13. And Green Flag Racing once again. Chuckle here, got a very good start on Bugatti. He's moved to the inside, he's demanded that inside line. He brakes a lot later. Is it too late? He's not going to go into the back of the Mercedes, is he? No, he isn't. Out of turn 2, hey John, and through turn 3 is Josh McGill now getting past Alino, and Prodigy trying to follow him on as well, but Alino fighting back here. This of course is for position. Alino on the inside as he almost locks up there, and it has separated Prodigy from Josh McGill, and Prodigy obviously wanting to get on with this as they exit the first of the 2 Lesmos. He's going to try it, isn't he? On the inside at the second Lesmo. Oh, they come together there, but he's able to hold on to it. Who was that down at the back now? Alino has fallen down and is able to carry on. Got a bit of front wing damage though, but Prodigy was pretty desperate to get through there, and he's lost the place to Tiny now as well. But Tiny got himself a penalty, and it's a 5-second one for speeding in the pit lane. RC Racer got 6 seconds worth, and that's 2 time penalties for multiple infringements over track limits. As Josh McGill now getting past Bugatti and into the top 5. And Tiny just comes into the pit lane here. What tyre is he going to go on to? Softs serving the 5-second penalty. Going to have a front wing change. This is going to be a 15-second plus pit stop. As Alino comes in, and retires in the pit lane, as John reckons that it's a pretty much a racing incident on the incident at this corner last lap. Here comes Josh down the back straight. No DRS just yet, however. He's trying to get past one of these other cars that didn't pit under the last safety car, as we just get to around half race distance. and Royal Rumble and Danny are switching places just after that, though. As you can see, Josh McGill getting past Chuckle before the final corner. And we'll have DRS enabled right about now. Prodigy just getting past Bugatti there before turn 1. He's ghosting a little bit though, maybe having some connectivity issues. And who's that just up ahead, just going past the camera? Josh McGill moving up into 3rd place, splitting the 2 Mercs, and he's now back in a podium place position. They're only around 2 and a bit seconds from the leader. As Robbo getting past RC Racer, both having time penalties though. As I said, Robbo starting from the back, and he's now in 8th place. He was a bit higher earlier on. As Pippo Kennedy now loses the place to Josh McGill as well, and now the McLaren of Chuckle going around the outside. A nice job, mate, but not done just yet. The inside line looking a lot better. A great launch there. They're both going to have DRS to attack Pippo Kennedy, and they both are doing that. Nice job going past. Is Chuckle going to be able to do the same thing? But he kind of hits a Mercedes wall and then eventually gets it all sorted on the outside of turn 2. Is the Ferrari of Prodigy. Still not been able to make the progress Josh McGill has, and he's still down in 5th place, as Robbo now up into 7th. And Josh McGill on the hunt now for Short Marcus, who is on older medium tyres. Oh, Robbo and Pippa Kennedy there, didn't just catch that. Didn't quite catch that. Nor did I with the 2 Williams switching places there either. Josh McGill almost within that 1 second margin. I think he might have been just. So we got a fight on for the lead here. With Short Marcus at a slight disadvantage. That's 6 laps of disadvantage actually, as Josh did get the DRS, so was able to close in, home in. Is these 3 now still fighting for that 3rd place? Prodigy goes past and into 3rd, but outbrakes himself and goes straight on. Is this going to give him a time penalty here? Certainly is. Don't think he waited long enough. Didn't wait long enough at all. As RC Racer now on the attack as well. Mediums versus the hard tyres, same age, but Prodigy able to break that a little bit later. And here goes Josh McGill and Short Marcus, not really putting up a fight at all. Just Josh looking so quick through the corners, so comfortable. Just has some really great speed this season, and somehow just sort of unlocked something within himself in the first half of this season. This is very close fight on in the midfield for those last places in the top 10. Again, Robbo, nice job, and Chuckle. Robbo now up into 3rd place. I believe, let me just double check something. Robbo being another reserve this evening. We've just got to remember that. So he wouldn't be getting third, just for everyone to remember. It would be a nice job at this stage. Short Marcus, though, been able to stick with Josh Miguel as of right now, and Prodigy then going a little bit long in the braking zone again. Able to keep it on the track this time, though, and not having to use the escape road. Prodigy trying to fight back here. Does have a 3-second time penalty now. Gets past, nice job. And of course, 2 of the 3 actually are reserve drivers on the podium as of right now. So it would change. It would be Prodigy second and nice job in third as it stands. But Short Market has been able to keep Josh Miguel honest right now. And those older tyres not seemingly too much of a big deal. RC Racer though having some problems. Getting overtaken by a few cars there, only latest one being Danny in the Alpine. He's now got his teammate just behind him as well, looking quite quick, closing in on him. Opting to stay back for now. So as we go on to lap 20 of 27. Short Marcus looking very good here. They have got a 3-second advantage over the rest of the field. Little Flynn and RC Racer there, swapping places as we go down into turn 1, which is said bottlenecks. So quite difficult to have 3 wide just in general, but here, when it does get smaller and smaller into the apex of turn 1, it's pretty much only 2 wide here at the turn-in point. As Prodigy, nice job, sorry, is out. That's probably going to be the 3rd safety car of the day. It certainly is. Everyone's going to come in for the soft tyre. And we... And we're going to have a little sprint to the end, I think. There's been quite a few safety cars today. As we're now down to 16 of the 20 that started Royal Rumble. Serving a time penalty, getting a fresh set of sauce on to last into the end of the race. Has given Short Marcus a massive opportunity here, though. He will be a reserve, so just racing for himself, but still, that is massive. Oh, apologies. I didn't hope you vaping them. That was strange. Short Marcus and Josh McGill switch places for a second. So we should get back racing again at the end of this lap. We're only waiting for Royal Rumble to catch up, which he should do in a few corners' time. He should be going faster than everyone else. His tyres are one lap older though than the others, just due to him pitting a little earlier and was close to actually being lapped. So brought him back into play here to maybe get himself a few more points. Especially seeing there's a couple quite close ahead of him have got themselves time penalties. So as we're now all caught up, we should get the safety car in this lap right at the right moment. There we go. And then it gives Josh McGill plenty of time to get ready, decide when he goes. And this is a time where others really should be trying to get some temperature back into their tyres, because a bit later on when the safety car disappears from view, Josh can go at any time he likes, and actually a lot of them deciding not to really warm up their tyres, as Josh now decides to, because he can go whenever he likes. And I think he might have gone quite early there. I think he's already gone. Has he caught Short Marcus unawares here? No, actually not, and not seemingly caught anyone unawares actually. So, as we make our way down to turn one, Chuckle looking to the outside of Robbo there. But it was more of a fleeting glance than any opportunity that came to pass. Little Flynn getting past Little Mo there. Tiny and Little Mo now getting back past Little Flynn into the chicane of turns 3 and 4. So this is Short Marcus looking very quick, getting very close to the back of Josh McGill, who I've said has won every race so far this season, and potentially is looking on course to get 4 out of 4 as the Ferrari of Prodigy goes wide there through the exit of Ascari down the back straight, where we don't ever see DRS and just have to tuck into the slipstream through the Parabolica, and then got this long run before we get to turn 1. We get up some serious speed as Short Marcus getting past Josh McGill. Josh already thinking about taking the lead spot back again, but he doesn't. Definitely thought about it though. Chuck getting past Ginge. And a load of places up for grabs right now. And I'm sure we're going to see these gaps stay as close as they are, as Pippa Kennedy now thinking about it on Ginge. He certainly was interested in what he could do. Short Marcus, however, not been able to break away just yet. Keep an eye on Chuckle as well, because he's really the next car that's actually fighting with Josh McGill for the actual statistic win. As Alino finally leaves the session, and we're coming up to lap 25 of 27, which will mean 3 laps to go, and it will mean DRS enable for the final time tonight. Be interesting to know as well if anyone's going to go for it just yet or wait to the end. We usually always see it at the end as Pippa Kennedy, without using DRS, gets past Ginge, was a little wide in turn 2, but it was no problem in the end. Had the traction on the exit to sort it all out and get the place certified. Onto the back straight. DRS open for the first time since it's been enabled. Is Josh Miguel here going to take the lead place back? No, blends out the throttle, but he's got to remember that he's got a car that's 2 cars behind him who is actually fighting with him for this win. So got to keep eyes on that. His Chuckle's going to get a very good slipstream down towards turn 1 as RC Racer is spun out. He's not out though, still in the race. Not sure what damage he's got just yet. And down the start finish, got to go back to these guys, as Robbo takes the place off Josh McGill and then takes the lead spot. And was super quick in a straight line as Chuckle just waits to see what happens with these guys. Oh, Josh just clipping the side of Robbo there, but Robbo now into the lead of the race as we're on the penultimate lap, and RC Racer carrying on. Doesn't look like he's got any visible damage, no serious damage anyway. Short Marcus thought about it again. Chuckle knows he only needs to beat Josh McGill, and surely he's just going to be waiting until that final start-finish straight with the DRS. He's a little way back, and the DRS he's got left available isn't a huge amount. Robbo, rear light flashing. Josh McGill getting closer and closer. Opts obviously to stay behind at the detection point so we can get the DRS activation and fly by as Robbo enters the pits because he's a reserve, so he's decided to pull out of this. His Short Marcus, however, though, is opting to stay with it and trying to go the long way round on the outside. Saw a switch of the lead in the final lap last week. Chuckle is now with a chance of getting the win here, as Short Marcus is kind of blown everything out here. Is Josh McGill again going to try and go for the lead spot, as he's actually technically in the lead anyway, and is Chuckle going to see if he can go and get that first place spot? Needs to get a great exit through here as Bugatti and Little Mo side by side there, and got a yellow flag. That's for Chuck and Royal Rumble, I think, who have come together in the Della Roggia chicane down towards Ascari. Is Josh McGill going to go for it here? He is. He goes off the track, however, comes back on. It now means that Chuckle's right alongside him here. Josh McGill is drag racing with Chuckle down towards the final corner. Is Short Marcus going to let him go by? It almost looks like the case here. Oh, here we go. Josh McGill has gone wide. Chuckle is taking the lead of the race into the final corner. He's going to get his first win of the season. Sure, Josh McGill will finish in second. Pippo Kennedy will round out the podium. We've had 2 dramatic finishes in the last 2 races in RTG, and that was another one. And someone has broken Josh McGill's 3 races in a row record, and we've got a new race winner in season 15. That was exciting at the end, wasn't it? I think I'm going to agree with the game there, and I'm going to have to get the drive of the day to Chuckle as well for that one. Stay patient, and he's got the win right at the very end, starting from 15th on the grid. So Chuckle takes the win. But we'll do the normal classification. Short Marcus finished first, Chuckle finished second, third was Josh McGill, Pip Kennedy was fourth, fifth was Prodigy, Ginge was sixth, seventh was Danny, Tiny was eighth, ninth was Bugatti, Jay-Z was 10th, 11th for Little Flynn, Chuck was 12th, Royal Rumble was 13th, 14th was Little Mo, RC Racer 15th, 16th is Robbo, 17th is Nice Job Mate, Alino, 17th, 16th was Robbo, Nice Job Mate DNF'd, along with Alino, Lee and Paul Jones. So, next week you'll be back with Lee. It's actually my last time of the season in GP1. You'll be with Lee for the rest of the season. I might be back for the last race. Maybe we'll have to wait and see. I might be back before that, but it should be Lee doing it to the end. You'll still have me, of course, on Thursdays. Keep an eye out for that one this week. We will be in Brazil. Oh, nice, on Thursday. And we'll be back on Wednesday for Burnt Rubber Racing. If you did like the video, make sure you put a thumbs up on the channel. Thanks very much for your support. And we'll see you on Thursday. Make sure to subscribe to the channel as well. We'll see you on Wednesday for RTG, though. We'll see you on Thursday. And if you don't see us till then, he'll be back with Lee on Monday in Brazil. No, sorry, not Brazil. That's Thursday. Can't you? Let's get a bit sleeker. Where will we be next week? Australia or Austria? Not sure. Can't work it out. Anyway, one of those two. Anyway, we'll be back then. Thanks very much for watching. Subscribe to the channel. Until next time, it's goodbye from me.